So you get to basic, and now you're obviously going on this path to SF. And where's God at this point in your life? Are you going to? I don't know if you guys did chapel on Sundays. We did in OCS, and I don't know like where's your faith at right now? Are you thinking about that at all, or
Not at all. Yep.
okay?
No, nope, not at all. At that point, through college and even into my initial indoctrination into the army,
Hmm.
faith play. I try to use this sensitively. Did not play a role in my deliberate consciousness of how I made decisions, what I was doing, how I was operating. I say that now knowing that God was with me throughout that. I just turned a blind eye to it and wasn't focused on that at all in that point. God showed up to me and I showed up to him and to Jesus with intentionality a little bit later into my military career. Once I got to work, once things got real, there's no such thing as an atheist in a foxhole. That's like literally what describes how I was reintroduced and then how I grew it.
That makes perfect sense, and I mean, I understand that because when I was initially in training, I wasn't focused on God either. Like, and I was raised in the church, but I just didn't put him at the forefront of. I was more focused on, hey, I'm here for me, and I want to do this. Versus God, what do I do? What what do you want from me? But um, so what about SF, man? When you get through when you start selection, was that a big surprise? Did you? I know you said you didn't have a whole lot of knowledge before you joined. What was that like for you?
Selection's tough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
selection's tough. I was highly prepared. I was highly confident. It is brutal. There are times when you do question whether you're in the right place at the right time. That little, angel and demon
Hmm.
scenario. You get put to that test again. I don't care how prepared, how tough, how fast, how strong you are. Selection or buds or a lot of these interviews to get into these organizations. That point will happen because that's a lot of the intent of putting people through that is for them to get to that decision point and decide not only how bad you still want this, but are you still willing to pay attention to detail, follow the right procedures, do the right things, execute with integrity, execute with character? Can you maintain a good teammate? Can you still be a good leader under that degree of stress? That's the entire point of selection, et cetera, regardless of the unit you're trying to get into. And so I was pushed to that limit, but I was also equally obsessed with making that vision into a reality. And so selection's hard, got through it. And then I went through this little test period that the Special Forces Command or SWIC
That's
tried,
right.
which was condensing what was a 21-day experience down into 14. And they were trying to increase the frequency of selection classes so they could pump out more Green Berets faster.
Hmm.
Like, let's just make this course one third short of what
Hmm.
it was. We can add another one or two selections and get more SF guys because the demand for the ODA skyrocketed in the early 2000s. So they tried this. What they did was they took what was a 21 or 23-day experience, condensed it down to 14, but all of the tasks and standards remained the exact same. What they removed was sleep, hygiene, and food. And so they ran this experiment. I think my selection was the second 14-day one that they had tried.
Wow.
That came and no longer became a thing after I think it was about 16 months total. I think they ran like 6 or 7, maybe 8 selections with that model and realized that they were just they were breaking dudes off because the algorithm
Hmm.
of stress to rest ratio became wildly inverted. That was the experience I went through. People hear that, and everyone that went to selection will tell you that they went to the last hard selection class.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Everyone, right? It's
yeah.
now it's easy and it's soft, and we're just creating a bunch of you save the terms. Mine statistically was a very unique type of experience, so it was particularly challenging. Obviously I made it through and I went on to the Q course.